Today, let's talk about CPT and Meta Fields, so custom post types and Meta Fields. What are custom post types and what are Meta Fields? So, when it comes to managing data dynamically on websites, especially large amounts of data, talking, let's say for sites like a movie site, a portfolio site, a real estate site where you have large amounts of data, or not particularly even large amounts, different kind of data and how they are presented to you. This is where custom post types and meta fields come into play. So, for example, let's use this movie site called MovieBox. This will allow me to explain better. So, I'm talking about custom post types now in WordPress because what to talk about in this channel mostly is around WordPress. So let's say you want to build something like this on WordPress. You can't always manually go to your front end to go and duplicate, change image title, duplicate, change image title. This one is not even the biggest part of the work. Now imagine when you after doing this and you want to also come and do this part where if I click on this or any of them, it takes me to a dedicated page with its own video, its own whatever, this cars and all of those things. You do not manually do all of this one by one, and that's where custom post types and dynamic and meta fields come in play. These are ways where you manage data in a structured, organized, and scalable system. You might want to ask, can't I use pages or posts that are on WordPress? Let's say we go here now. Can't I use pages or posts to do that? No, you cannot. That is because pages is for your home page, your let's go to IMDb arrow. Pages are something like this: home, about. Okay, it doesn't even have what I'm looking for. So basically, you know what pages are: home page, about page, contacts page. Those are where you use pages. So okay, what about posts? Can't I use posts? No, you cannot. When you talk about your blog, this is where posts come in play. So those two are already have what you are doing. You understand? So how then do you then create custom post types? Like the name implies, custom post type. So all of these are different kind of posts. So a page is a type of post. Your blog is a type of post. This one now, it will be a type of post called movie. And now, you can have a type of post called books. You can have a type of post called houses. You can have a type of post called companies. So whatever you're building would have its own kind of or custom kind of post type. That's where you use custom post types. So what about meta fields? These are what you use meta fields for. Let's say you want to create a new post. So let's just say add post. And you have your title and you have your content, and that's all. Meta fields, let's say now, you also have set featured image. If you come here, featured image, then this could be the title. But then when you want to do something like this, where you say, okay, episodes, top cast, or let's go, which other example can I use? Okay, let's come here. All right, now we have a real estate website, Nigeria Property Center. So now you want to, let's say you're creating for a website now. When you're creating, let's say, this 5-bedroom duplex, all right, you then have this as your content. But then when you put number of bedrooms, then you put number of toilets, you put number of parking spaces and every kind, even pricing, all of these things. So things like also like marketed by, where do you put all of these details? Because for every property you click most cases it would be different of this, and then you only have two fields here. That's where meta fields come in. So these are fields you add where needed for the purpose of what you are building, in case they're not there. So let's say we are building this, you could say 5-bedroom detached duplex for sale. Personally, I'll just only 5-bedroom detached duplex as a title. Then property description, I'll use that there. Then I'll start creating custom meta fields. So I'll say property ref, I'll add that. Market status available, added on, type, toilet. All of these are what you call meta field. So now you know the difference between custom post type and meta fields. So you've also seen where and how you use them. This is another way you use them also. Now, if I go to my blog page and I click on, now you see this page has a certain kind of design, and every of my blog posts will follow this kind of design. Same thing happens here. When I click on any of this, they will all have this kind of design, just with different details, just as the blog. Same here with this. So when you click on any movie, they also have the same kind of design, just with different details. And you achieve that using templates based on your custom post type. So you create your custom post type because you can't use post or pages for this. So you create a custom post type called property. Then create meta fields for all of these: phone number, price, status, type, all of those things. And then you create a template, basically design that you then assign every field to. So what that's to say, if I click on any of this, it will open the same design but different details based on what I have on its own meta fields. So there are different ways in which you can create custom post types and custom meta fields. There are different plugins you could use. If you write PHP, you could do that yourself, which personally, I'd say it's not really recommended if you're working on a whole big site. So better to either develop your own plugin or get a plugin out there that already does the job for you. Some of these plugins include ACF, Metabox, Jet Engine, and ACPT. Those four are like the major among the whole lot of other ones. And when you also check, some of them allow you create custom post types and custom meta fields. Some allow you to create custom post types or custom meta fields alone. So pick whichever works for you. Personally, I like using ACF. I've used Jet Engine before. I think I've tried Metabox once. Can't really remember, but I've used Jet Engine. I'm actually even working with Jet Engine on a project. But I found out that I just enjoy working with ACF more. I won't be going into their differences and why I enjoy one. I'll just show you how we can create custom post types and custom meta fields. This is what you have. So the example we'll be using to create ours is what I'll be doing for our next build. And also this tutorial is to make so I don't have to always show you or say in every build how we are going to be creating or using custom post type. So we are going to be using this as a guide to create our own custom post type. Let's say this is a postcard site and then they have different episodes. So first, what you want to create is a post type for a field. So you also have taxonomies. So where the taxonomies come in, I forgot to mention that you've gone to blog sites and you see things like categories and tags. So I think I saw something like that here. Film, Netflix, Plex. This could be categories or tags. They are called taxonomies. when you create a custom post type, you then say, okay, this is a film, or this is a Netflix series, or whatever. That's where taxonomy is coming. So we'll see how we use all of these three together. Let's go to social app and then back here. So a custom post type we'll be creating will be episodes. So we'll go to post type first and click on add post type. Then plural and singular. So basically the English as it sounds. Plural with the S, singular without the S. If there's no S in plural, don't add S. Just know that it's just basically what it's asking you. So this, when you click here, it automatically add this for you. But if you want a different key, then you can edit this to what you want. Every other thing stays the same. We'll come back to taxonomies later. So when you come down to advanced configuration, remember last time we went to post, you saw the title and the editor and the featured image. So these custom fields allow us to add custom meta fields to it. So leave all of this check. You can add any other one, but these 3 or 4 just does it. Then label. So when you come here, you see all posts, add posts. This will say all episodes, edit episodes, just like that. You can change it to whatever you want, but it actually automatically does the work for you. Visibility. So this is how you control how it shows here, where it shows the icon and all of those. So episode, let me search if I can get here. Let me just use this icon. You can also recently, not so long ago, you can add your own icon from your own library if you have. You can also choose the menu position. So this is your menu position. Then URLs. This part is, let me explain. Everything here just stays the same. What I want to show you is publicly queryable. What that does is this. If you go on here, you know, there are sometimes you have just something like, you might want to have something like this, but you don't want them to have it. They don't have a template like this, or a page of your own. Let me call it page, but basically a template. You don't have a template of their own. So you don't want it to have links. So like now if I hover, you see, if you look down here on your left, you see that stranger things shown. Check here the rape, check here like that. So you don't want it to have links, then you can turn this off. But if you know you're going to have templates, then you need to turn that on. So for me, I'll leave it on because as we advance, the designer who do this might probably do a template design for how the episodes will look. Then we'll then have a video of when we create the templates for this. Or even though we don't create templates for this, we'll have another video later on where you create templates. So once all of that is done, you click on Save Changes. Now, you see, we then have episodes. Now, let's say we go to episodes. Or click on Add New Episode. You can only add the name and description, but then at the moment, there's not even a description, but we need to add the year. We also need to add the time. You understand? For featured image, you already have that. So how do we do that? That's where meta fields come in play. So let's go back. So now you can either click on add field here to add field directly, but let's say this didn't show up. Just go to field groups, go to add field group. Then now you start choosing your meta fields. There are different kind of meta fields here you can pick from. Different kind of meta fields you can pick from. So I won't go into detail of what they all do. At the end of the day, they are the names or the tags help you, but we want a detailed video of all the kind of fields and when to use each and every one of them, you can let me know in the comments and I'll make a complete video on every meta field here. So the first field you want is the date. The date field. So what for me, what I'll do is I'll do a month and then the year. But let's check dates if it will fix that for us. So let's find dates, date picker. So for the dates now, we'll do custom and we really want month and year. The return format too should be custom, month and year, or let's say year and month. Year and month. Copy that, paste that here. So this is your display format. This is your return format when you're using it in your template. So you see the year and month when you're setting it up. You also see the year and month when you're using it in your template when you're about to create one. So for the field label, I'll just say date. And when I click here, it automatically populates for me, and you can edit it if you want. But in most cases, it just does it fine. Validation, if you want this to be required. Presentation. So I would have 1, 2. I like setting this 50% so that it just takes half of the screen. Then the next will take half. That's what this does. Conditional logic. So if you want, if let's say there's another field, show this field only if this field is this or this field is that. That's what this conditional logic is for. So let's say you have this minute field and you say show this field only if there's something in the time field. All right. So once that is done, you click on this and then click on add field. And this time around, you're going to say time. No, we'll say number. Because it's not a time, this number. Watch out for the next tutorial on how I use the custom fields with create and everything to create this. So we'll be making this build in our next video. So for this, what are we going to call this? We'll call this duration. You can make it more, and what's the name? More descriptive. You can say episode duration, but duration is fine for me. The first value, if you want any, for me, I'll leave it as that. Then you go to validation. Required minimum value if it's not supposed to be smaller than this or bigger than this. Presentation. So wrap attribute, I'll say 50% again. Then you have prepend and append. So prepend, put something in front, append, put something behind. So let's say we want to put minutes behind. Say space minute. Now once we are done, we then name this episode fields. So basically I just give it the name and just write fields. Then I come down here, post type is equal to episode or whatever you want. And you can also put an and, so that means you can assign particular field group to more than one custom post type. Once you're done, you click on save changes. And now if you go back to here and now we click on add new episode, you'll see we now have date and duration. So let's select the date. Now you see January 1st. you change this to July, you see, select the date, you see, July. Now for duration, if you say 50, you now see there's minutes here. So when you are imputing it in the front end, you then have 50 minutes. All right, now to categories. If you remember, I talked about taxonomies. All right. So let's go back. We'll come back here. Let's go back to taxonomies. This is where this will come in handy. So where this comes in place, you have a trending episode. Let's say begin and thrive. It will be under business, I think. Backstyle will be under fashion. Odogu steps will be under relationship, you understand? Gifts will be under relationship. So this is where taxonomies comes in. So you come here to taxonomies and you add taxonomies. You remember there was where you could add it when we are creating your post type, but I said let's leave it first. We'll come back to it. So we'll call this episode categories. The reason why I made this descriptive is because, say, if you go to a post, you already have categories, so you don't want to confuse this for this. Then this will be episode category. And then it will automatically fill this in for us. Then now we can then choose the post type from here, or we'll go back to the other place to post types, edit, and then select. So once you do, I like setting this hierarchical. So what it means is you can have descendants, like a parent and a child category. Once you've done that, you click on Save Changes. And now, if you refresh, notice all episodes, add new episode. Let's refresh. It's still nothing because we've not added the post type. So let's say episode and then save again. Now, if you hover on this, you then see episode categories. So you can come here and then add all your categories. Then now we also have creators. I think what I'm thinking, yes, custom post types call creators. So let me first of all add the categories and then we'll then add the creators. So let's say UI design. I mostly leave slug as it is without putting anything so that you just use the name, except you want your slug to be different from this. So what is a slug? So you see something like this. Edit tag, that's like a slug. So it will basically be in your link. So I'll leave that as is. We've not created any episode yet. That's why this is showing none. And when they add new episode, now we have it. And now the slot was created for us, which I leave it. Now, you see, you can have the parents now, but we don't need anything to be titled parents. We just need everything to be parents as parents, that their business is the next. So you notice I didn't add all because all will be automatically created for you when we get there. Now, to creators, let's go back to our ECF post types. And then you add new post type and you say creators. Here you say creator. Give this. Remember, this is another place you can add your taxonomy from. So I could say episode category, but then I do not need that. Advanced configuration. Let's go to visibility. Let's say profile. People. User. Already have. Let me look for a fine icon to use. I use that. What are URLs? Turn this off. Then save changes. So now we don't need to add meta fields for this, at least not yet, because the only thing we have here is their name and their image, and we can use that on their on the title and featured image. So now we've created our custom post type and meta fields. Now let's impute all of this. So let's first of all go to episodes. Look at, you have creators now. Let's go to episodes and create our episodes. Now you see where we have the categories. So begin and thrive, begin and thrive. Let's say health. Publish. So now I'm just going to add every password to when I finish adding the last one. All right, so we are done, but then we forgot something, and that is to add our images. Let's go back. We've added everything. Let's now add our images. So let's edit and then set featured image. So I'll just create a folder and call it episode images. And then I'll import all of them. So I've already saved them before and converted them to the format for website. I have a video on how the best format for website and how to do this conversion and why you should. So I'll link that in the description so you can watch that later. Let me drag all of this in here. So as you can see, I already also renamed all of them. Go back here, begin and thrive is this. Search featured image. Save. Go back. I want to be able to see my images and then my categories. There's a plugin I like using and it's called Admin Columns. You can install it, it's free. This is why it's giving me this icon. So I'll edit this and I'll add a column. And I'll say this column is featured image. Then custom size, I'll just say 300. Then I add another column. I'll say, I'm looking for taxonomy. And then beside categories. Then I'll say horizontal rule to separate in case one has more than one category. Once I'm done, I click on save. So I click on save, I click on view episodes, and now I have this. But this image is too big. So let's go back. Let's make it 300. Let's make it 150. Updates. Put on the view episodes. Let's go back. Image. Custom size. Let's just do 150. 150. Update. View episodes again. Now this is okay, but if it's too big, you can also change it. I think let's change it for the last time. Sorry. Let's make this 100. Leave it at auto, updates, view episodes. And I'm fine with this. So let's go to Odogo steps. You can see our taxonomy on the side. So, and that's it for our episodes. Now let's go to our creators. They're just 4, and let's add them. Creators images. All right, so that's it for our custom post types and meta fields tutorial. Hope you learned something. If you have any questions, make sure to ask in the comments down below. And don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next video where we build this UI out in WordPress using bricks.